Just hold on tight. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. It's all about destiny. Yours, mine, the entire world's. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. He promises he'll be there for you. Just come talk to him beneath the tree if you're feeling lost. Think of if you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner... The contamination... He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level, and it was only those that changed that avoided extinction. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says the Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of them, the Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in... Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she... That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as... He wonders what's on your mind. Is your mount paying attention? Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. Don't look that beastie in the sears. This must be Bionucleus 7H. Better be careful. The contamination here can mess with your molecular structure. The dark can make you miss the day fierce. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? This region is known as the Canuckstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. Injured. Good ridey beast, no hurty. This region is known as the Canuckstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. you have a chance to change the future for good or bad. Check out that e-waste. That's a good find. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride gnotes, and that tradition continued through the years. Nope, you still have to feed them, but food's easier to find than go juice. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Let's see. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Believes everyone needs direction in this broken world. Your only hope is that you'll end up in a good place once all this is over.
Andro?
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Andro?
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Berry?
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Minalagi Mamuru.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Minalagi Mamuru.
Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa Lupin to pay for what he did to her gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
That's so bright!
Seriously, you like the shine? Dark is stylish.
Lie to yourself all you like, darling.
Inadagsunka?
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Minalagi Mamuru.
You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can.
Kamonu.
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the gnotes die with it.
Masama.
Like
Kala.
glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights do.
Kanaruta.
Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before.
Pialtuma.
But let's not speak of that.
Rizentene.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Domale tuk.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Kanyalano toro.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Asadurutu.
She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop. Got a good grip on that beastie? Excellent. You found the Majut Meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Particle. Who could stand against that? right on. You don't have the key energy for that. Amazing to see so much happening today. Wood scrap's great for building things.
Chialdo male canoto.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm.
Monibasa.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Masamal.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Canamunt.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Canamunta.
It's easy to describe. A crossway is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Feels like you could be blown off the world. So much damage. They're off. Pang, pang. Half-lifed. Bangarang. Got her. Itchy trigger finger. It's a game of life, yours and everyone else's. The fresh air has done you good. Claims to have strange things from the dead zone that are so rare they need to be seen to be believed. Says there's usually a line, but today's your... A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? That's not opening on its own. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. You can see so much farther and need the right key. That's a pling-plong booth from the bygone. Looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Fits nice. The world needs saving. Make the most of the day. Got that? You can make something from that. Your destiny waits on the path you'll take to avoid it. Want to get your arm? Got to time it right to make them work. Left, right, left, right. Pumping good. Looking better. This rope seems solid. At least there's no parade around for it to rain on. So smooth. Need a key. You shouldn't flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. The stars never give enough light.